Raghu. Talking on an important topic, how to improve complementary feeding in our country. Why to improve complementary feeding? That means there's something wrong in complementary feeding. Now let us learn what is wrong, why it is wrong, and how to correct it. Next please. Next please. More than 65,000 are born in India, and not all of them get a chance to have a happy and healthy childhood. So it is a vital work for children across India to help them with adequate nutrition, access to health care, education, clean water and sanitation. Next please. A critical public health priority. While breastfeeding rates have shown improvement, complementary feeding remains a major bottleneck in child nutrition. According to NFH 5 data, only 11% of children aged 6 to 23 months in India receive an adequate diet. There is a combination of minimal meal frequency and minimal dietary diversity. Next please. So what is strategy for improving complementary feeding in India? Now let us know what is the current situation as such. Timely initiation, timely complementary feeding. Very alarming. What about dietary diversity? Nationally, minimal dietary diversity stands at approximately 15 to 22% depending upon the states of our country. Because even our countries of diverse variety. 6 months nutrition gap. I repeat, 6 months nutrition gap. Still, at the grassroots level, we find many people who do not know what are the gaps that are existing at the age of 6 months. When the exclusive breastfeeding comes down, a child needs something other than milk also. This is not still going to spread throughout the population. Every citizen of the country should know that the child needs something after 6 months. This nutrition comes when the child is on exclusive breastfeeding. The graph is showing an upward trend. What's happening after 6 months? It is dipping down. So our complementary feeding is at fault. Something going wrong with complementary feeding. Next please. Next please. See, this is the recent NFH 5 data. It says that breastfeeding children between age 6 and 23 months receiving adequate diet is around 11%. Non-breastfeeding children aged between 6 and 23 months receiving adequate diet is only 12%. On an average, it is 11%. So 11% of the children in India between 6 and 23 months are getting adequate diet. Then are not getting the required amount of nutrition which it is supposed to. That is why our complementary feeding is showing a lower trend. Next please. Cultural beliefs. Traditional ceremonies like Annaprashanam, which is done with the first rice feeding, what we call in South India, or which is whereas the state auspicious dates rather than developmental milestones. They believe in dates than the milestones. Knowledge gaps, misconceptions that breast milk alone is sufficient until the age of 1 year, or the family foods are very heavy for our infants. These misconceptions are still there in our country. Economic constraint is also there. We need to consider this point also. High cost animal source food and seasonal fluctuation in vegetable prices is noted in some states of the country, not all states, in some states of the country. Next please. Now how to fill this nutrition gaps? Now we know there is a gap now. The complementary feeding has come down because there is a gap. Now how do you bring down this gap? Next. First is the energy gap. What do you see in the energy gap? Till 6 months things are going on very well. After 6 months there is an energy gap which is going on increasing. Right? Now this gap have to be properly filled, but it is not being filled up. So what are the foods that can be given? Locally acceptable, locally available, and foods which contain rice. Similarly, North India it is wheat. Let us follow the staple in the form of wheat. And if you go into some parts of Karnataka, ragi is the main diet. Let us follow. Let us follow what is culturally acceptable, regionally available, and easily acceptable by the child. A mountain of rice and a river of sambar. That is in South India. That's not there in North India. So these things have to be stressed on to the grassroots workers, so that every mother or a caretaker knows all these things to meet the demand of the nutrition. So it should be taken with other food very small, and we need a lot of nutrients, right? Then how do you manage? How do you meet the nutrition demand? That is little thicker. Here the child is not sick as such, the child is a healthy child, so make it little thicker. Roasting the grain cereal. Roasting the grain cereal. Why do you roast? Can anybody tell me any advantage of roasting the cereal? Anybody who has less water to cook. And the thickness is also not as thick as if you don't roast and cook. And a lesser quality provides you more amount of energy. So that is why roasting is very, very important.
Of children of this country, starting from birth up to 18 years. Our chapter takes care of not only children but also adolescents. The chapter has 22 sub-specialities, and all the conferences divided into nine halls. And in each hall, from morning 8 o'clock to evening 5:30, sessions keep on going. The resource persons themselves for this conference are all our resource people, elderly people, and professors, researchers. They all will be contributing generously to the learning of pediatricians of this country. So we are here for all that, and here we are having a workshop on infant and young child nutrition. This is going on from morning 9 o'clock, it will go on up to evening 5 o'clock. 50 people have registered for this important event, and we are talking about very small babies, how they need to be fed, nourished, looked after, and they become healthy children for this country. Thank you very much.
Indian MMA Faridi. I am Dr. MMA Faridi. I am Dean, Faculty of Medicine, Era University, Lucknow. This Indian Academy of Pediatrics, as Dr. said about, works with the Government of India and the state governments also very closely. And all the programs for child health and child immunization and child treatment and for guidelines for breastfeeding, they are also part of the Government of India, shoulder to shoulder, and working with them. That's the very important job of Indian Academy of Pediatrics. The workshop which is taking place, several workshops are happening on ventilation. Ventilation means the children who are not able to breathe themselves, mechanical breathing is being done. Similarly, on the heart ecosystem, echocardiography, and here we are talking about very basic स्तनपान, breastfeeding, and after 6 months of age, what food to be given to the child. That's what we are talking about. Because ये देखने में आया है कि most of the problems of कुपोषण or malnutrition start from when the child is not giving mother's milk and the proper food is not given. So that's the reason that we are treating them, training our postgraduate students, the nurses and the nutritionists, how to help the mother to be able to feed the baby, breastfeed the baby. Breastfeed for 2 years. For 6 months, nothing to be given. Only maa ka doodh, only mother's milk, and no water. Even in winter, summer season, no water. And then after 6 months, breastfeeding should continue for 2 years minimum, and other food which is available at home. Like in Bengal, fish is commonly taken. Fish to be given to the child, rice to be given to the child, vegetables to be given to the child. And not only just dal or jhol, but the whole food to be given to all these children. So we are teaching, training them, and also the Government of India program for controlling malnutrition, treating malnutrition, is known as Nutritional Rehabilitation Center. So we are telling our participants here, who are the postgraduate nurses, that what is the the method, what is the principle of treatment in NRC. This is what actually.
पता है माता लोग तो आजकल बच्चे को दूध देना नहीं चाहता है, ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग नहीं की तो उसका चेहरा खराब हो जाएगा, इसके बारे में क्या कहना है आपका?
दो चीज़ें माँ के बारे में आती है। माँ सोचती है, दो बातें सोचती है कि उसका शरीर खराब हो जाएगा दूध पिलाने से, जो उसके ब्रेस्ट हैं वो ढीले हो जाएंगे, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है, ये गलत है। होना ये होगा ये कि जब माँ दूध पिलाएगी तो उससे मदर का शरीर और अच्छा होगा। देखिए प्रेगनेंसी जब हुई तो पेट बढ़ गया था, तो अंदर तो बच्चेदानी भी बढ़ गई थी, तो जब भी वो माँ का दूध पिलाएगी तो बच्चेदानी सिकुड़ के अपने जगह पे आ जाएगी, तो उसका पेट जो है वो बाहर नहीं निकलेगा। इसी तरह से जो चिकनाई जम जाती है, फैट जमती है, 7 किलो के करीब फैट जमती है माँ के शरीर में, तो अगर वो जब दूध पिलाएगी तो शरीर में धीरे धीरे करके वो फैट भी निकल जाएगी। ठीक है, अगर वो नहीं पिलाएगी तो शरीर तो स्थूल हो जाएगा, तो शरीर ख़राब हो जाएगा अगर वो दूध नहीं पिलाएगी। तो दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर वो माँ अपना दूध नहीं पिलाती तो उसे छाती का कैंसर होने का ख़तरा बढ़ जाता है और उसे बच्चेदानी का कैंसर होने का ख़तरा बढ़ जाता है। तो ये तो बहुत ही ज़रूरी है कि वो इस भ्रांतियों को, जो गलत बात सोच रखी है, उसको दूर किया जाए। इसी तरह से जिस बच्चे को माँ का दूध नहीं मिलेगा उसे डायबिटीज़ का रिस्क बढ़ जाता है आगे चल के। तो ये जो समाज में जो हमारी भ्रांतियाँ पैदा हो गई हैं, इसको दूर करना पड़ेगा। ये एक्चुअली जो कंपनियाँ दूध बनाती हैं उनकी तरफ से ये बातें कही जाती हैं।
माता जी को जागरूक कौन करेगा?
जागरूक समाज भी करेगा, डॉक्टर भी करेंगे, और सरकार भी इसके बारे में बहुत कोशिश कर रही है। और इसके बारे में अस्पताल के अंदर जाते हैं तो हम 1 घंटे के अंदर माँ का दूध शुरू करते हैं। ये इसीलिए शुरू किया गया है कि ताकि बच्चा जो है जब घर जाए तो माँ अपना ही दूध पिलाए, कोई और चीज़ ना दे उसको।
मीडिया का भी बहुत बड़ा रोल है
इसमें आप लोगों का बहुत बड़ा रोल हो सकता है, आप लोगों का बहुत बड़ा रोल हो सकता है।
सर आप तो